Hi, good morning. So today we are going to study the call by value and call by reference concept in Java. So the call by value and call by reference are also called as pass by value and pass by reference in Java. So when I say pass by value, it means that I am going to take something which is going to be passed. So I am going to pass a value of something. So what I'll be doing is I'll be having a box in which there is going to be a set of values. I'll be picking up one value. I'll be doing some operations on that value and I'll be using it in this way. So now when I pick up that value from that particular box, mind it that I'm going to not simply pick up the value, but what I'll be doing is I'll be picking up a value, creating a copy of it and putting the original value back into the box. So now what I have in my hand is a copy of it. So whatever operations I am doing to this particular copy are not going to have any kind of effect to the original value which is going to be stored in our previous box. So this concept is called as pass by reference. So this concept is called as pass by value. When I say pass by reference, all the operations which I am going to perform on this value in that particular box are going to be on that value itself. So the difference over here is I am not going to create a copy of that. So things happen to look a bit difficult when I speak about it. Let's take a simple program and try to understand what do you exactly mean by pass by value and pass by reference and how pass by value and pass by reference is useful in Java. So let's write a simple program. Now since I don't have a Java compiler installed on my system, I'm going to use an online compiler. So let's say I'm writing a program. Before I write the program, let me make it clear that I am assuming that you people know what is Java. How do you create a class in Java? How do you create an object of a class in Java? And how this object can be used to access the class? Apart from this, I also assume that you know what do you mean by a static keyword. Though I'll be covering some of the concepts of this in a fast manner in this video. So let's try to understand. Whenever I talk of Java, the first thing is I have to create a class. So let's say I'm creating a class. Let's say the name of the class is array test. Enter brace bracket starts. So I am creating a class by the name array test. Since I am creating it, I will have to go to this new file and rename it by the same name called as the array test. So I delete this entire thing, ARRAYTEST. So it is in the same format as that of the original one. Now have a look. What am I going to do? I am going to create a function called as add. Static void add open bracket I write int b close bracket brace bracket start enter. Now what am I going to do over here is I am creating a function by the name add. Now this add function belongs to the array test class. This function is going to accept a value. This is the value which I was saying that we are going to take out of the box, create a copy of it, and the copy is going to be passed over here. Let's see how. I say inside that b equal to 200 semicolon. I come everything out of this. Now I have made this static. There is no reason for making it static, but I made it static because I do not want to create an object of a class. So when I am going to call this particular method, I need not use a class name dot method name syntax. I can directly call it using add of an integer value. So that's how the static works. Well, that is not the part of the tutorial as of now. Now, next thing what am I going to do is I'm going to overload this method. So I again write static. Again, I'm creating this method as static void add. I write int b array. Now this particular method is overloaded, but what is the parameter which it is accepting? It is an entire array. So this method and this method differ in one way. It is accepting an integer value and this particular thing is accepting an integer array. So what am I doing inside that is I say since it is an array, I have to modify the values of the array. So I say let's say b of 0 equal to 100 semicolon and b of 2 equal to 200 semicolon, and I'm simply coming out of this. So I have created two functions I overlaid two functions. Now I am going to create my main. So I write public static void main, public static void main string args open bracket close bracket. That's how I call it. Inside this I write public static void main. I'm going to create an array. So I write int a array equal to new int, or let's say I directly create an array. Int a array equal to, I am directly writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brace bracket close semicolon enter. So I have created an array. Now let's say I want to print the contents of the array. So I use system.out.println. I say now let's say I'm printing, since these are the initial values, I'm going to make operations on this. I say initial values are semicolon bracket close colon and semicolon system.out.println. Now this array is consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values ranging or having indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for printing this I write for int I equal to 0 semicolon I less than equal to 4 semicolon I plus plus. Inside this I, let's say I'm taking a brace bracket which is absolutely not required. I write the same thing system.out.println, copy it from here and I simply paste it. I say system.out.println. Now what am I interested in printing is this array. So I write a of I bracket close. So again this bracket close semicolon. As simple as that. So system.out.println a of I. Now this particular thing is simply going to display the array. I have to close this because there is a main bracket starting over here. Let's say I save this. I'm compiling this. For compiling this I write java c space file name. What is the name of the file? Array test.java. Okay. Error reached end of the file while parsing. So public static void main string args, this bracket close. There is one more requirement of this brace bracket and I again save this file and I run this file. Okay, and I have run java space array test, enter. So these are the initial contents of the file which are printed. Now the next important thing that we are going to do is we are going to perform some kind of operations, pass by value and pass by reference. Let's say I am talking of pass by value as of now. Now when I say I am talking of the term pass by value, I am going to pass something. What am I going to pass is a value from this array. Let's say I am passing a value. Let's say I want to pass this value 2. So this value 2 has an index of 0, 1. 1 is the index of this value. So I write, I want to pass this value to the function add which we just created. So I write add a of 1 bracket close. So this particular value is now going to be passed over here. So a of 1 is going to be passed. But since it is passed by value as we just discussed, the value is not going to be passed directly, but we are going to create a copy of that value. Now the copy of this value is going to be passed over here. So the value 2 is going to be passed over here and this 2 is going to be made 200 inside this. Remember one thing, that my original array's contents are not at all getting changed. Now let's try to see how. Let's say again print. I again write SOP, the same statement I write over here. I say SOP new values are, and I again print this entire thing because this is used for printing the entire array. So I write control V system.out.println, and the next important thing is to save this file, then go down, simply run this file. Okay, successfully run. Compile and run, both are done. Okay, so can I see the original values and the new values are unchanged at all? Since the values are not getting changed, what does it symbolize? It symbolizes that the original values are not getting tampered. A copy of B is created, that is the 2 which was copied over there changed to 200. So now let's see what do you mean by pass by reference then. Now for pass by reference I am going to actually give a value for to be operated. So let's see how. Now I say I want to call the second function. The second function is going to accept the entire array. Remember over here we just wrote it is going to accept the entire array. So I say add. I am going to pass an entire array semicolon. So remember over here I am simply writing add of A. Now this I need not write over here add square bracket open bracket. This is going to give a compile time error because it will be demanding a value which has to be passed in the index. So this has to be rubbed out. Add of A is perfectly fine. So after this let's say I again write SOP control V. I say new values are, or let's say I write new 2 values are over here and I write over here new 1 values are. So after this I simply copy paste this entire thing so that the contents of it can be displayed. So I'm again displaying the arrays. For this I have to save this. After saving this simply go down, compile this entire stuff java c space array test.java and run this entire term java space array test. Oh, can I see over here? I'll just extend this entire thing, so that's not required. These are the initial values of my array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the new one values of the array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I just told you that these are nothing but pass by value and the entire range of the values is not at all getting changed. Whereas when I look at the new 2 values, I see that the first value is 100 and the third value is 200. Let's see why is that happening. What I have done over here, I have passed the entire array. So I say I have passed this entire array which is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to this function. In this function 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is copied as it is. So now B array is pointing to the A array. So B array is pointing to the A array and my B array will now be changing the contents of A array. So when I say B of 0 is equal to 100, it is going to make A of 0 as 100. So A of 0 will now be turning from 1 to 100, which is just as we can see over here. And A of 2, which is nothing but B of 2 now is going to turn to 200. So can I see the original values are getting changed? So now this is something which we call as the pass by reference. So that's how this is the basic difference between pass by value and pass by reference. Before ending the lecture, I repeat, pass by value is I am taking something out of a box, I am taking a value out of it, I am copying that particular value and putting the original value back into the box. So whatever new operations I am going to do now are going to be on this value. It is nothing but a copy of the value. Whereas when I am talking of pass by reference, what am I doing is I am picking up this entire box, giving it up to some person, and this person is allowed to play with this box, make any kind of alterations to this value. So since the original contents are getting changed because this person is operating on the original value, obviously the original values, as I said, are going to be tampered, and that is nothing but pass by reference. So with this we end our lecture for pass by value and pass by reference. I hope every one of you understood it. Thanks. Goodbye. Take care.